Hello and welcome back to the Mediabox with me, Charles Amponsa. We're here at the Congress of Local and Regional Authorities at the Council of Europe in Strasbourg. And we're talking about children now, but unfortunately not in the best way possible. We're talking to Joan VAN DEN HOUT, who is the Congress thematic spokesperson for children. Now, the 1 in 5 campaign, which is one set up by the Council of Europe, mainly to recognise child sexual violence, that has been extended by 1 more year up until 2015. Surely that's good news.
That's excellent news, actually. The Lanzarote Convention has now been signed finally by all member states of the Council of Europe. Last July, the Czech Republic was the last member state to actually sign. But we still have a long way to go. Half of the member states still had to ratify the Lanzarote Convention, so we can actually use this extra year to further implement our strategies in combating sexual violence against children.
Of course, the ratifications are the important thing. Signing is one thing, ratifying is another. How hopeful are you that this extra year given will allow for the extra ratifications needed for the convention to come into force?
Well, I think the Lanzarote Convention is a very successful one in the history of the Council of Europe. It's one of the only ones who have been signed by all within a few years' time. So it's been successful already. After ratification is an even more important process of actually implementing the policies. And we do need this extra year not just to convince member states to ratify, but even more so to convince them to implement strategies that are devised in the Lanzarote Convention.
But what are the strategies being employed here when we talk about raising awareness of local and regional councillors in the importance of setting up policies and structures?
Well, we have all kinds of media things going on, our website. We have a lot of promotion materials right here where all the members meet. But we also go on visibility trips to countries. We've been visiting, a lot of member states already, talking to local and regional authorities about the Lanzarote Convention, trying to lobby them to have their national authorities ratify, but also talk about good practices of local and regional authorities, which they already have in place, implementing the Lanzarote strategy. So taking care of children who are victims, changing the laws, being able to take care of the children and to prosecute the perpetrators.
Of course, this is a very delicate subject, and obviously some authorities, some countries don't even want to admit that the problem of child sexual violence exists.
True,
so it's quite a difficult task.
It is. In some countries, they still seem to think it doesn't happen here because we're all good people, and it's not about being good or bad people. It happens in every country. So yes, indeed, in some countries we have to we have an extra hurdle, a cultural hurdle to take to even be able to talk about the subject. That's true. Yeah.
Talking about the subject, the seminar. What have been the key points that have come out of the seminar that's been here at the Congress of Local and Regional Authorities?
Well, the seminar will be held in December, where we will invite all national associations of regional and local authorities to try to convince them to have, within the last year of this campaign, have in place some form of monitoring their members, the local and regional authorities, to implement the policy. So what we want is that the national associations take responsibility for their members to implement the Lanzarote Convention. And that's where we want to convince them of during the seminar, and to give them the good examples on how the national associations of local and regional authorities can help their members implement the policy. So that would be the outcome of the seminar.
So apart from the seminar, what are the next steps that the Congress with regard to children's rights can take?
Well, another thing about children's rights we've recently discovered. In March, I was in Dubrovnik on a seminar, and there was a lot of talk about how the children's rights are affected by austerity measures. The economic crisis is compelling local and regional authorities to cut their budgets. And cutting budgets on children's services seems to be an easy target. It's a soft target, nobody protests. And what we want to do now is to propose a report on the dangers of that, that if local and regional authorities are going to cut budget, that they really have to think really hard about cutting child services, because it will affect the whole community, but on a long term. You don't see the effects immediately. That's why it's so dangerous. Now, it's easy to cut budget because it doesn't appear to be a problem within the next 2 years, and that's true. But you will actually undermine the society if children's rights are trampled because of austerity measures. So we will be doing a report on this.
Johan, thank you very much indeed for joining us. That's Joan VAN DEN HOUT here from the Congress Thematic spokesperson for children, talking to us about the 1 in 5 campaign being extended for 1 more year here at the Council of Europe. That's all from the Media Box. Join us again soon. Until then, goodbye.